Hey guys, Erika with a K here. Today's video is going to be on how to get this color to this color. Let's jump into it. So I'm going to be using the Blonde Me. This is the first time I ever used it. It's a sample pack. I always like to start in the front when you're going light. The goal of this hair color was a low maintenance color that lightened up around her face, but was going to cover some of her gray, and I will get more into that towards the end. So what I always do is I start from the front, and I like to first take a slice, then weave that slice, and then tease that slice. This just helps you not have any harsh lines and just gives a whole natural appearance. The first time I'm ever using these reusable, I don't know what's called them, foiling things. So I didn't realize you didn't have to fold it at the top as you normally would a typical foil. But I will have an entire blog dedicated to my review on these. This was the first time I ever used them, and I did get them as a sample. So again, I'm going to go in with a slice. And then after I slice it, I'm going to weave it. And then after I weave it, I'm going to tease it. And again, this just helps not have those harsh lines, and it doesn't look like traditional highlights from the 90s or early 2000s. It just looks like a very soft, more balayage look rather than a harsh line. So this particular one, I'm going pretty far down on the hair because it is very dark. The first piece, I didn't want to go too far down because I didn't want to over process anything that was already light enough. But this one, I did have to go way further down. So then I just backed it up with the other foil. Everything I do to one side, I do to the other. So I'm only going to show you me doing it on this side, but I assure you I did the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to take a slice, and I'm going to weave, then I'm going to tease, and I'm going to take that foil. And of course, you don't want to go on top of that teasing that you did. You want to start right below that because you never want it to, it would be weird and splotchy if you colored on top of that tease that you just did. And then you're just going to go as far down on the hair shaft as you need to go without over processing anything, just to keep that lightness around the face. I'm going to be doing one more of these foil type things on the side, and then of course I do two on the other side. So right now we have two in the front and we have two on the sides. Again, this is going to be low maintenance, and we just kind of want to brighten up around the face. So less is more in this case, and in any case that you want to do kind of low maintenance and really have that blonde color pop. Okay, so now we're going to go right to the back, and my goal of the back of the hair is really just to brighten up the ends of the hair. A lot of the mid shaft is going to get covered, or we're going to use it as a transitional color from darker to lighter. So I just wanted to focus on the ends of the hair. So I just kind of took chunks of hair and I just threw some lightener all the way on the ends just to freshen it up. I just felt like the ends weren't popping as much as I wanted them to. Even though I just said that I'm taking chunks of hair, which I am still doing it in a balayage kind of style. I'm not going and making a straight line across. I am just kind of naturally bringing it up a little bit. And as I said, some of that hair color on the mid shaft is going to work as a transitional color. So I am kind of balayaging this. I'm not just leaving a line. So you're not going to have this harsh line of super bright pieces on the ends and then, darker pieces on top. That is not what we want. That is not what we ever want in hair color. So now this is where the magic happens. We're using 9 volume, and we're using half 5.07 and then half 6.01. So now the green and the blue are going to control any of that brassiness, any of that red that comes out. And we're using 9 volume because she wants this to be low maintenance. This is super important. If we were to use 20 volume, this would be a permanent color, and then there would be a line of demarcation when her hair grows in. But since we're not using permanent color and she has very little gray to cover up, she does have some, but very little. Both of us believe that the demi or the semi would be enough to cover the little bit of gray coverage that we want to cover, and then not give us that line of demarcation when it grows in, because that does not equal low maintenance hair color. So what I'm doing with this color is I'm bringing it literally through all the roots as a single process, the best I could with these foils already in the hair. And then on some pieces, I am bringing it all the way down the hair shaft to cover up some of that unwanted color that's already there, and just to, kind of specifically place it where I want it to go, where I think it would pop better. So I am taking some of these reusable foils, and I am just going all the way down the hair shaft with this low light. I'm not using any more highlight, so if you see any of these foils, it is all low light. It is not highlight. Some pieces I did not go all the way down the hair shaft because there was either the highlight on the bottom or because I just wanted to kind of keep some of them out just to keep them as transitional pieces throughout the hair. So this is very specific to the client's hair and to the client's needs, as is the formula. I like to give formulas just so you could see exactly how it comes out on people's hair, but everything depends on the base that you're starting with and the end goal that you have in mind. So formulas are always going to vary and it's not going to come out exactly the same. That is so, so, so important. And if you're not using L'Oreal, which I am using, of course the formula is going to be very different because every color line is very different. As you can see in somewhat of the distance, I am going through and brushing through some of this color with the comb that I was using to section out everything. It is important just to saturate each piece, and then as you're working on everything, always check everything and make sure that it is not lifting too fast, or just always keep an eye on your project, on what you're doing, of course. So I think you guys get the idea of what I am doing and how this is happening. So now at the sink, I go in with 8.02 with 9 volume, and I just tone the entire head with that. So this is the end result. I hope you guys like this video. Thank you so, so much for your love and support. Please don't forget to like and subscribe so I know to make more videos like this. Until next time, work hard, dream big, eat cake.